Hi, my name is Rigo Jimenez,
I'm Claire Brandon,
and we're here at The Switch to ask the owner some questions.
and this is our first off campus interview.
Hello, everybody. My name is Rigo Jimenez. I'm the director of the Cal Poly Entrepreneurs Club. And who do I have the pleasure of speaking with today?
My name is Brian Appiano. I'm the owner and chef for The Switch and Ribline restaurants in San Luis Obispo.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming out here, or for us for meeting me out here.
Oh, thanks for coming, man. I always love doing this kind of stuff.
Yeah, and some questions I had for you is, tell me a little bit more about your business.
All right, so I own the Ribline, which has been around since 1988 in San Luis Obispo. My wife and I took it over about 15 years ago. Then we also have the Switch restaurant, which is located right next door now. It's kind of like a shared dining area. The Switch is where I switch the menu every 2 to 3 months, where I get to be creative and have fun and not do tri-tip and chicken every single day of my life. Um, but we also do a lot of caterings. We do 60 to 80 weddings a year. We also do the backstage food for um, Vina Robles Amphitheater, Avila Beach concerts, and we also work with a lot with Cal Poly. We do the Stampede Club before every football game. So yeah, it's just feeding people, making people happy.
Is that why it's called The Switch? Because the menu is always so fresh and everything?
Yeah, the switch. It originally started when COVID happened and we had to close our location on Broad Street. I called it the switch because I had the idea of switching cooks. I wanted to get. We couldn't do a lot of weddings, and a lot of the people in the industry couldn't go out and make money. So my idea was to have different small mom and pop restaurants or catering businesses come and take over the kitchen for like a week or so. And that was kind of the switch. It would be like a different restaurant took over for a week, but that concept didn't really work out too much. So instead, I decided to switch the menu myself every month or two.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. What inspired you to become a restaurant owner? Was there like a specific moment in your life? Was
You
it
know,
at,
I've always been an entrepreneur. My wife and I used to own a telemarketing business
oh wow.
for years before we owned the restaurant. And then when the economy kind of went up in flames, we switched, we pivoted, and I started helping my buddy out with the restaurant. One day he decided to close the restaurant, Ribline, out of the blue when I was at Costco one day. I was shopping
No
for some
way.
tri-tip. I was like, hey, bud, how much tri-tip you want me to buy for today? He says, oh, no, we're not going to open today. Don't worry about it. I said, well, okay, well, how much you want me to buy for tomorrow? I'm already here. He says, no, we're closed for good. I'm not. And that was, I was like, whoa, okay. So after a month or two of negotiating, my wife and I own the Ribline.
Oh no way.
It's kind of weird, yeah, how things happen.
So you weren't like in a contract with him for the restaurant, you were just helping him out?
I was a managing partner. I'd given him some money to invest, and I was getting paid less than minimum wage to work lots of hours.
Oh wow.
In the idea of me being a part owner, so just kind of closing abruptly kind of threw me for a loop, but it all worked out in the end.
Yeah. Were you scared at the beginning?
Uh, yeah, but you have the entrepreneurial spirit. You know, you always think you always got to think positive. I always thought I could make this thing work. I was in the business, so I saw potential. I saw things I could change to make it better. And then my degrees in economics and marketing, so I thought really marketing the business could make a huge difference.
How to choose your degree? Like, how did you
I
market?
I mean, marketing back then is completely different than it was now, but radio, TV, and newspaper. We hit the three prongs heavy when I first took over, and then we were on the Man versus Food show, which was got us national, international exposure. To be honest with you, we were on there for our 4 pound tri-tip sandwich,
Oh
so that
wow.
kind of took over and helped leap us into opening up multiple restaurants.
Oh,
Hi, guys. My name is Claire, and I'm going to be asking a couple of questions. So, for the next part, what was some of your biggest obstacles you faced when starting your business, and how did you overcome them?
Biggest obstacles we faced were probably just letting people know we were open again because the restaurant did close down for a while. So that was a big part of it. And then hiring and training a whole new staff. You
Yeah,
know, whenever you get a new restaurant open and you're relying on these people to make you successful, so knowing, especially in our industry, you can't do it by yourself. So when you're getting these new people in and trying to build that culture that you want, that
right.
I'm a big positive person, so having a positive culture is big for me. So I don't know if it was a struggle, but that was like one of the things that was really important when we started our business.
how did you conduct the process of finding positive people?
Interviews were huge, and then weeding out people. You kind of see real quickly who's going to be a good employee and who's going to be kind of like someone you don't want on your team.
Yeah.
Not meaning they're a bad person, but just not a good fit for your team.
What are some of the signs that tell you that?
Laziness. Like
Yeah.
really slow to get to do anything, not eager. And as far as the front of the house, you're looking for smiles. Like when you walk into a restaurant, you want someone to greet you and be happy. That's a big thing for me. Like I never like walking into a restaurant and seeing like a frumpy face or even no one there to greet you. Like that's one of our biggest things at the restaurants. We want people in the front just so people walk in like, hey, how's it going? That especially in a small town, I think that's huge.
Yeah.
For sure. And what were the early influences, like family mentors or personal challenges that pushed you towards innovation?
I mean, my mom and dad were always entrepreneurs. They had businesses when we were growing up, so I think I came from an entrepreneurial type family. My wife is absolutely amazing. Like if you met her, she's actually the backbone. I always say I'm just the face. She's the one who makes everything run. Like she's so. I mean, having someone like that behind you to make you look good, that helps. Like I'm being honest. Like
Yeah.
that's the truth.
Back to Rigo with some more questions. And did you always see yourself becoming an entrepreneur, or did this path find you?
I think when I was growing up, I always wanted to do something on my own. So I'd have to say it found me. So I did, while I was at Cal Poly, I worked as a marketing director for a local call center. And then I found my wife, and then we went and did our own call center. So I have to say, I always knew it, but it kind of found me at the same time.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. When it comes to, I know for me at least, I began to realize that I wanted to do entrepreneurship because I was able to work countless hours without getting tired or annoyed. Like I would do
That's
other
it.
pieces of work and I'd be like, okay, I'm getting a little sick of this. But like when I would work on my own business at the time, like a year back, I could work for like 10 hours straight designing and planning all this stuff and I wouldn't get tired. It's just like unlimited excitement, you could say.
It's true. Like yeah, even me working on menus like for the Switch, I was working on a menu last night till almost midnight because I'm trying to come up with a concept. Then I also do the designing of the board too. So
Oh, yeah.
I'm doing graphic design too, which is not my forte. Let me tell you, I wish I could find someone to do that. But you're right. Like you don't get tired when you're working on your own business. I think that's a big sign for you're in the right area.
Do you like being like well versed in different areas of your business, like the marketing side and the
I
economic side?
I do because it all kind of ties in. Like, your ROI and being able to track your numbers and where to spend your money for most efficiency is huge. And that's, I think, my economics background.
Yeah.
But your marketing background, you're always kind of like proactively looking to how to make things better. Those marketing people are always, oh, let's get sales. And that's kind of like the positive aspect of it. And my economics brings me back to like, okay, you got to be realistic though. You can't just spend money endlessly. You got to think.
Yeah.
So my logical side is my economics.
Yeah. What's one habit or ritual mindset that you credit the most when it comes to your success?
Waking up and being positive.
Being positive no matter what?
You have to. You have to. I mean, because life is going to smack you down every single day, and you've got to find the way to be positive to keep your business going. Because when you come in, especially have people working for you, you've got, like I said, having that positive culture. You have it. It comes from the top down. You have to have a positive attitude when you walk in every single day, even if the day before was absolutely shitty. You come in, it's a new day. Let's tackle today and make today let's make today great. That was
No, yeah, 100%. Because if you carry on those emotions with you, it just kind of snowballs,
snowballs, tornadoes, spiral, all those things, 100%.
Yeah. What were one of the biggest challenges that you face when hiring employees? Did you ever have to like fire and hire
Oh God,
too often?
dude, we have not too often because we treat our people really well. Like I think more so if you treat people well and they want to work for you, it's a lot easier to keep good people. You know what I mean? Like if you're good to people, they realize, like, we've had a lot of people that have left and they thought they were going to go to a better spot, and then they come back because they were like, damn, that was actually a really cool job.
They're like, take me back, take me back.
Exactly. You know, and I trust me, if people work hard for us, like I always tell people, I'll be your biggest fan, and you could use me as a reference, even if it's for another restaurant. I'll give you a good reference. Like we've had people, cooks that were cooks here, and then they cooks at like Hotel Cerro or like different places, and I've given them great references because they, as long as they're good for us, like I'm not going to stop someone from going and living their dreams and expanding. You know what I mean? So that's huge for me.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, but people sometimes like, oh, like they're like, can I put you as a reference? Like, hell yeah, use me as a reference. Like, dude, like if you were good for me, you put it in your 2 week notice, like I'll give you be a reference for the rest of your life, right? Your life, honestly. Yeah. When I went to school there, like you got sick of VG's food real quick. Like it was like you went like, okay, let's go get some food. Let's go get downtown.
This is great.
Great. Yeah.
All right. So what advice would you give to a college entrepreneur like me or Rigo as an aspiring business owner?
As an aspiring business owner, stay positive, be smart, stay on top of trends.
Yeah.
That's huge nowadays is trends, like, and stay relevant. You know, you've got to be able to pivot. Like we've ran into stuff over our course of business that is you never thought you'd run into COVID. like that was like and during COVID for us, that was one of our busiest times. Like we pivoted hard to going towards takeout, delivery, curbside pickup, and we were hiring people all through COVID. Like we were so busy. So being able to pivot like that when other businesses were closing down and didn't know what to do is huge, you know, and that's just part of being adaptable, I guess.
Was that your biggest adaptation, was catering to people during COVID?
Yeah. Oh, without a doubt. I mean, and we had weddings that were booked, so we like put off weddings, and we ended up going to the Bay Area, going to Hollywood to do weddings just to make it good for people. You know, they had to put off their wedding for a year or 2 years, but we still stayed true to our contract, which was huge long term because we've gotten a lot of referrals from those people to other people getting married and stuff. So
yeah, I can imagine that was a good choice for you guys. And then looking back, is there anything that you wish you'd done differently when you first started the business?
When we first started, I think when we first started, things were going really well. I think like we've recently closed our Grover Beach location. There was a lot of construction going on at that spot, and we thought it was going to be a 3 to 4 month construction. It ended up being 12 to 14 months construction. So if I could do anything, I think I wish I would have closed that location 4 to 6 months earlier than we did, because I think we would have saved a lot of money. But I kept thinking, being the positive entrepreneur, that we're just going to outlast that construction. It's going to be great when it's all done. We're like, we can't wait any longer.
Yeah.
You know, so you're always hindsight's 2020. But I would say starting up, I think we did a lot of really good things right. I don't look back and
you did, obviously.
Yeah, no, I think we did a lot of good things.
Yeah, for sure. And where do you see the switch in the next 2 to 5 years?
Hopefully the switch is getting busier. It's been an up and down, which we've gotten great reviews food wise, but just staying busy has been inconsistent. You know, like I see Ribline is a very consistent business, so I'm trying to think what we can do here to make it a more consistent business. So I think just staying on top, being, like I said, adapt to what changes, bringing in more special events, doing more beer and wine pairing dinners, making it more of a fun, hip place, is kind of what I'm looking to do in the next year or two.
Pull out those graphic designer skills. And
my lack of that's so bad. It takes me so long to do a menu. It's like, oh my god, just colors, and you know, it's like,
what do you use to design?
We have an online. It's called Menu. It's like an online design platform that we use. It has a bunch of templates, but I usually don't use the templates because the templates suck ass. So yeah, just go from there. I have like 3 or 4 different menu designs that I've used. So I think I'm gonna start recycling and just changing up the verbiage.
Awesome. Did you guys get an interior designer, or did you guys?
It's my wife.
It looks really good.
Yeah, she had a lady that kind of like helped her out, but she was like mostly all my wife's designs and ideas. And this was actually built during COVID, so like we had to have these all hand built by some local guy.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for meeting me out here and speaking with the viewers and giving some advice.
Oh, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yes, of
Welcome to
course.
come back anytime you want.
Yeah.
Thank you.